y'all are trying to get all the bad things out of your system right off the bat here. So,
Well, hey, we're live.
I was given my restrictions, and I did what I had to do.
it's understandable, but all right. Well, we're live at the Fairview Social Podcast for
Live.
What's up, everybody?
for the first time. I got Eric Freeman over here with us. I got Michael J. Fox Riley
Say what?
Michael Rappaport.
and Joseph Hollis.
Why you gotta give everybody my last name?
And if you see back here behind Mike, you'll see Roger, who does not want to be seen, I guess.
He's the chat room moderator, and
He will kick you out.
he will let us know if y'all have questions or anything.
So thank you for tuning in. If you're tuning in on Facebook Live, we've never done this before here.
For the first time ever.
For the first time, we'll probably hit up the YouTube sometime and maybe the TikTok, and
Nice.
we'll just do some live shows.
That's fun.
But tonight, I ask you guys to come over here because we just got out of the winter storm of 2026.
Oh, he's my good one.
I'm tired of hearing people say this, but it's true. It's like the worst ice storm we've had since 1994, which a lot of us remember that. That was chaotic. So,
Tree fell in our van.
I don't know. It was chaotic, but I think because of our age, we all had fun with it too.
It was.
It was way worse for our parents because they're like, we gotta feed and clothe these fuckers, like we can keep them warm.
Yeah.
And so for us, we're out playing in the snow and sliding down the hill and stuff, So
yeah, but it got bad after a while because it was just ice and it hung around for forever. And this one hung around for about a week.
I was in Pittsburgh while driving driving to Cincinnati from Pittsburgh when that hit, and it was all snow for me, so it was totally different.
yeah.
Totally different. We got to Cincinnati. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Just sled riding everywhere.
Yeah, I was
Ice
excited
is
about the
different.
possibility of 18 inches of snow, but I knew we were never going to get that.
Well,
We
that's
don't
what-
get the fun shit.
No.
That's
Right.
what I
Would've
was.
been amazing.
That's what I was going to start with. So leading up to this event, it was like the week before, and it's like we're getting 18 inches of snow. We're getting 15 feet of snow, and I'm just like, whatever,
We're getting iced.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because the industry that we work in, we do landscaping, and so we service a bunch of our clients, and we're accustomed to dealing with it.
Servicing clients, huh?
And we're accustomed to dealing with it. And so, when we see an event come, you got to kind of question it because they always say that it's more than it's going to be.
Totally.
Which this one actually did turn out to be less than what they were calling for, but I think the ice is always where it gets you.
Less than they were, still fucked us up pretty bad.
There's still people without power.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Metro was saying February 9th.
Yeah.
To get everybody.
A friend of mine right off of White Bridge Road.
Yeah.
No power. They're staying the ninth.
I mean, I do not want to work for NES right now.
No.
They're catching all kind of hell.
They're taking
Their
it.
leadership should. Those line guys are killing it, but the
Yeah.
leadership should.
So leading up to the event, I did a solo podcast that I released earlier this week. I was talking about how, a few days before this hit on a Saturday afternoon. And so like everybody's going to the grocery store. And so I go to the grocery store just to like grab like a pack of chicken to cook dinner and just like walk in there. And it's just like nothing at all.
Could you get like waffles? Waffles were gone. Could you have had anything to eat? Were you dead set on chicken?
Let go my ego. Huh?
Well, I mean, I wanted some chicken. I would have said,
All this shit that when you lose power, you can do nothing with. You're going to sit there and just fucking
you could
candle,
You had
an apple spice candle
you
with your
could have
waffle.
made an Eggo.
with your the toaster
You could have
strudel.
made an Eggo.
I would have settled for like some ground beef or something, but
Yeah,
it was just
nothing.
wiped out.
Nothing.
We didn't because we're going to be working the whole time, so there's no point. We just eat a Waffle House.
But the problem with it is, so then Saturday morning, because I usually do my grocery shopping Saturday, it was packed full. So like it'd been restocked, and so all was well, all was fine, and I got groceries and all that. But the thing is like when we have these events, everybody goes crazy, and they go and they buy all the things that they think that they need if they're going to be snowed in, which
Or the toilet paper crisis of 2020.
That to me, that's worse than what just
well,
happened.
that was funnier because that was COVID. So
Yeah.
because you're sick.
Because it was COVID.
Well, I mean, it's like why does COVID equate to I need to buy toilet paper?
I don't know. It's so funny. I'll tell you what, I still overbuy my toilet paper.
Well, we get it from Costco.
Yeah.
We got lucky with COVID because we bought it at Costco, and so yeah.
We got lucky with COVID because we had all the toilet
It is
Well,
funny
because
with
we had
that.
bought it right before the toilet paper shortage, and so we had that giant thing of Charmin that has 800 rolls in it.
Sold a lot of bidets.
900.
So the store was stocked, so it was fine. But what it makes you think about is if something seriously goes down, it's like what chaos are you gonna what can you do in that chaos?
It didn't benefit us going to the grocery store for anything perishable because we had to throw everything in our refrigerator away.
Yeah.
I mean, we were out of power.
Well,
for so long.
hindsight, we could have put it just outside, but we were the same way.
We had a brand new. We didn't buy all this shit because we just needed milk, and I had to throw an entire gallon of milk away. And you are correct. And I said this while we were at the office. I was like, we should just put the milk outside. It would be fine.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we ended up doing. But so fast forward to the event, our power goes out. It flickers for like a few times, and then comes back on. And then of course I'm watching the news, and they're saying like, oh, all these people have their power out, and I'm just like suckers. Mine's working fine, and it would like go out, and I'm like, no, come back on, and then it'd come back on like a minute later. I'm like, we good.
It rains at my house, and I lose power, so I'm just used to losing power.
Well, it was awesome out here. I mean, my parents were out here too, and they were out just for a day.
We were about 30 hours.
Yeah, I mean, that's fantastic.
And Tim just got his back right before we
Yeah.
did. Yeah. But it's like when it finally went
good
out, you're
down
like, damn you. Like,
Well,
I was trying to work on the computer, and
I always say I could survive. I couldn't.
No.
I learned quickly because I didn't have power. I lost power on Saturday morning, and I didn't get it back until Wednesday morning.
right.
This is how all these
Because Nashville was horribly ill prepared.
this is how these events always play out for me. Is like I feel like it ages me about 5 years each time we have one of those events, and like 2 to 3 days feels like a month.
Oh God.
But I have a generator now, so there's that.
No, we're finna have one too, and we bought one of
I'm
those.
buying one,
We
too.
bought one of those Mr. Heaters that's propane safe for the house, and I bought the extension hose for a 20-pound tank.
I mean, so we
Jay.
don't. Our generator is nothing fancy.
Yeah.
It's not hooked up to the house or anything. But we had to stay in we got a hotel for one night. I actually got the hotel room for 2 nights. We stayed one night, and we had to take the dogs with us, which my dogs were not raised in the apartment life.
Right.
And it was miserable.
Yeah.
And so we were scouring Facebook Marketplace, and we found somebody in East Nashville that was for some reason selling a brand new generator, and so we bought it from them. And
Smart.
and we just ran an extension. We ran 2 extension cords. We had it out in the sunroom. We ran 2 extension cords. One that ran 1 light and 1 charger, and one that ran a heater. And we just locked ourselves in the bedroom at night. And
Yeah. That's what we did because we have 7 dogs. So we just locked ourselves in the bedroom with 5 blankets on the bed.
Yeah.
3 of the dogs in the bed with us.
You're warm as can be.
We stay warm.
And I would have been fine with that because we did that the first night when it got real cold in the house. Because remember, my house has single pane windows, so it does not retain any heat whatsoever. Right. And the last thing I saw on the thermostat before the battery died in that was that it was 43 degrees in the house.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is bad. And so we got back home from work the next day. I was like, we can't stay like this. We got a hotel room in Smyrna.
So I would just say in Williamson County, we're lucky, even though we're not rich people, but we're lucky that we live in Williamson County with all the fucking rich people. Because then Middle Tennessee Electric comes out and gets
awesome.
electric on fast because of all the rich people complaining.
Temple Hills is petitioning to get MTE, whatever it is.
Yeah. Middle
NES
Tennessee
because
Electric,
of that.
membership corporation, yeah. But also, I have a bone to pick with TVA because the
Fuck you,
TVA,
TVA.
well, the TVA pulled power from. They put out a statement saying they're pulling power from Western Williamson County because we were using too much for Franklin
Stop.
and the rich people.
Well,
no, I'm not
off,
joking.
Turn
Not
off
joking.
some of your stuff. They got bigger houses to heat.
Exactly. And
Isn't that amazing? That's interesting that they have the
He didn't
ability
get
to
his-
do
he didn't
that
get
too.
apples.
You talk about like on your last podcast of war. This is if something was really crazy to happen.
Well, I mean, even if you think about like COVID, if that was like a bigger thing than it was, which it was,
Sure.
it was big for us at the time. But like if things shut down, it's like, what are you going to do if things shut
We're
down?
at the mercy of other people. That's the hard thing.
Exactly.
Right.
So
if TVA is able to pull power from one side of the county to the other,
yeah.
For the rich people in Franklin and Brentwood.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a weird power to have.
I know.
So
What do you have? Oh, I can take power from these people.
Yeah.
so the power goes out on Saturday. I guess it was Saturday night or whatever.
But yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 o'clock.
And so Nikki had the common sense to get some wood, which, you know, I don't ever think about that because we don't really use our fireplace. And so we got a few bundles of wood from like TSC or something. And we're just like throwing it in the fire. You know, it's eating it up. And it's like everybody's gathered around the fire. And I'm like, it sure is cold in here. And I look at the thermostat because it's still glowing there. The thermostat says that it's like 68. I'm just like, sure, it's getting cold in here.
When power came back on at my house at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and you know, because of all our smart lights, whenever the power came back on, all the lights in the house turned on. Yeah. And I remember like Caitlin going, "Dear, power's back." And the first thing I did is I went and I looked at the thermostat.
It was
37 degrees.
Oh, jeez.
It was I thought it was so cold. And then, you know, because like the heat's like heating up my living room, but it's not heating up anywhere else in the house. And so, you know, like I'm not forward thinking on it. I'm just thinking about like, okay, well, this next few hours are going to suck, but the power will come back on because it always does. Yeah. But that's the thing is like one day the power just may not come back on.
Right.
And so it didn't. So I went to sleep. I woke up in the house. I think ours eventually got down to like 37 or 38 or something like that after the day and a half or 2 days went by. But when I woke up that next morning, I felt like amazing. I was like under the covers. It was warm. And I'm just like, maybe the power came back on while I was asleep. And I took those covers and I pulled them off of me. And I was like, oh, God, no.
The worst was
my
that,
socks.
So it was all bad. But the night that we had the generator running and we were in the bedroom and it was nice and very warm in the bedroom, just off of one little space heater. Just us and the dogs and the cats all in the bedroom, locked in there. We'd already taken all the blankets off the kids' beds. I'm not an asshole. The kids were not at my house. I did not make them freeze. But
fend for yourself.
Yeah, give me your comforter, Oliver.
This is every man for themselves. You're old enough.
So it was like midnight, and I woke up. I'm like, I gotta take a crap.
Cold toilet
It's
seat.
like it's all nice and warm in here, and you forget because the light's on. It's warm in the bedroom. I took the blankets off. And I'm like, God, this is nice. I didn't have that problem because the whole room was warm.
Right.
I opened that bedroom door and I was like, oh my God, it's so cold. It's so cold. And I had no light. So I lit a candle in the bathroom and I sat down and it was cold. Everything I was shivering while I was pooping. That's not
Did you turn your water on because it was so cold in there? Did you have water running?
I had the faucet stripping.
I did not drip. I ran them.
I ran
like
mine
a not like full blast,
No,
but
I had a
ran.
stream.
Yeah.
I'm like, I will take a very high water bill rather than my pipes busting.
My favorite thing was I got a bill. I paid my electric bill and my internet bill while I didn't have power. I didn't have internet.
I think I did that on Saturday.
I got the email. It's like, your auto payment is I'm like, well, that's nice. You're welcome.
We got lucky because I bought this big giant $60 battery.
Yeah.
Rechargeable battery on Amazon like 2 weeks before. And just thinking ahead of like, well, if we, because we also I do events and stuff where we don't have power, festivals and things. And so we need to charge our cell phones or anything like that. So this thing charged, it was crazy for $60, way worth the money. I think it charged my phone completely twice, his phone completely twice, and my dad's phone completely once.
No way.
Yeah, while we had power off. But we got lucky and went and borrowed. Our house never got colder than 50. But we went and borrowed a propane heater from our friends because they weren't using it because they had a generator. And luckily we had a almost full tank of propane.
Nice.
Until it froze up because it was frozen outside on the grill. Yeah. And it froze up. We had to let it thaw out for a little while. But no, if we would have really taken it seriously that we were going to get ice, we would have went to Hopkinsville to the night house. Yeah. All they got was snow in Hopkinsville. The power never went out, and it has nice gas heat. And they have gas logs and stuff. So we would say toasty.
We were at the office, and we were thinking, I was like, the den used to be a garage, so it's got a concrete floor and all that stuff. And we're thinking back to all the useless things that Dad had hoarded over the years. And I remembered light bulb went off. I was like, oh, we got one of those bullet propane heaters in the shed. So we rushed home before it got dark, grabbed it, and we'll set this up. And at the very least, we can heat the den up.
Yeah.
Run it for a little bit, heat the den up, because I didn't want to leave it running because it's not necessarily made for indoors. Pulled the propane off the grill, and I'm like, hell yeah, I got this. No, number one, we found out with the generator that the propane tank was actually empty. and then we're like, all right, that's no big deal. It's Monday morning. We can still go find propane somewhere.
No.
Yeah. Well, that one, we didn't get that far because once we got it out of the box, it's not like a grill where you have the little igniter to start it. You actually have to plug that bitch in to turn the heat on. I'm like, well.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
So now it's in the garage, half out of the box, and I don't know.
You should keep it out though.
I'm going to use it in the garage. I've always intended on using it in the garage for like doing stuff in the winter.
The coolest thing that I heard during this is being resourceful. I thought this was resourceful. People were putting up tents in their house
because it holds the heat in.
Right, and staying in the tent. So put that on your your list.
The other thing that people were doing, and they said it was actually working to at least warm their hands and stuff. Like if you have a crock pot with the ceramic insert, turn it upside down on cans and put candles under it, and it heats up the ceramic and radiates heat. And they said some people said it made a 5-degree difference, like in the room they were in.
No way. Yeah. That's a good one to have too.
Brought my room up to 42 degrees.
31 is the lowest we had.
When you're freezing, every degree matters.
No, I'm aware.
Yeah.
So I get up, go to work, do whatever, and so. Well, I'm just walking through the store.
Our bad.
So I get home and
It's like inviting us over here to talk or anything.
You are talking, and I'm talking too. And so I get home from work, and like everybody's still like in the living room, and I was like, just kind of pacing back and forth. I'm like, well, surely this power is going to come back on in a minute, because like you guys, I'm sure are the same. It's like, I've got a routine. It's like I come home, I'm going to sit in my chair, I'm going to watch TV, I'm going to watch these things, and I'm going to do all this. And so I get home, and like it's just people in the living room and a fire, and I was just
dark.
And it started getting
dark.
What
is this, 1850?
I know. And that's immediately
that's what he said to me. He's like, what did the people do? I was like, well, they had like hearths. They didn't have gas fireplaces. They had like 5 hearths in their house.
Well, more importantly too, it's like sitting there spending time with each other as opposed to like, hey, I'm going to go in this room over here by myself and watch TV.
One of the things that somebody said to me, because we own the night house, that old house, right? They're like, well, why didn't you have any of the oil lamps? Because they're all in Hopkinsville. Why we don't have like this overflowing extra antiques?
Did you just light one of your 17 fireplaces in your house?
Right. And see the difference between this time, back in '94, my parents had a wood stove in our house.
Oh yeah.
And so my mom cooked cornbread in it in an iron skillet because she cooked in iron skillets anyway. And on top of it, we had chili and homemade beef stew. Like,
you're living
we
large.
were great. And our house was like, you go in the kitchen, it's 90 degrees.
Yeah.
But the rest of the house, we had fans going off a generator, and so it would blow the heat around.
Yeah.
And so we didn't have any problems in '94.
Well, that is interesting to have. I mean, there's making sure your fireplaces are working. Mine didn't. I mean, I've gas one, but it's not on. Will be now. But even have like a wood stove to have something just to have.
Well, this wood stove was the size of this table.
Yeah, but if you could have something that you knew you could throw in and put in a different.
Tim and I didn't grow up with central heat and air. We had.
Well, that's we didn't have central heat either.
So everything was very different for us.
Yeah, me neither. We had an attic fan.
I mean, the worst part is I have gas, and the only thing my gas runs is the heat.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, still have to have power.
Electric, yeah.
Well, so another thing of being resourceful is like we did have a couple steaks in the fridge that we needed to cook, and so I think I sent you guys a picture. Like I cooked them in the fire on a cast iron skillet.
Yeah,
they were like scorched on the outside, but like perfect in the middle, and so it was pretty funny to
having steak while the power's out. Whatever.
Wonderful. Must be nice. I went to Waffle House in Laverne.
But it's just like what concerns me though is. We got through the event. Everybody's power's back on. There's probably still a few people, which we talked about a minute ago, where NES is catching a bunch of hell about that. But it's like, what do you do from here? Do you just go on about your business, or do you say, okay, well, do I need to prepare better for these type of things? Because I feel like, any kind of communication goes out or that's what I was going to say too. What's different about now than it was in 94 is everybody had their phones so they could get on Fairview. So they could get on Fairview then and now and talk about all the things.
And in 94, my parents had CB radios. There's one in the house. There's one in each of the vehicles because my dad was a truck driver. And so we could still communicate with everybody around us because everybody had CBs. All the rednecks had CBs. So.
It is something to have. I mean, I think it'll change because the next thing you got to worry about is storms, the tornadoes.
Well, what the scientists will tell you is what they're waiting on is a huge solar flare, which is going to put a huge EMF pulse and it's going to fry everything.
Yeah.
And so there's no coming back from that if everything's fried. No. So I'm glad you did the last podcast by yourself because I thought a lot of the same thoughts. And you think things like that, but then until you hear somebody else say it, you're like, you just think you're being stupid to start being a prepper or whatever. But I told him, I'm like, we're going to definitely have a generator, that will run off of propane or regular gas.
Right. Or natural gas. Mine runs 3.
Yeah, all 3.
Yeah.
You just said prepper, and I'm looking at the comments here. Is this guy, Michael Scafidi?
Rappaport.
Says, and they call the preppers the crazy ones.
Yeah, exactly.
But
it makes you think, especially with a lot that's going on in our country right now and in the world. Like, it's not so crazy to be somewhat of a prepper, and make sure that you have at least a couple of propane tanks full instead of everybody's looking for propane. It's all gone
instead of 2 empty ones on your.
Well, I'm not even talking about that. Right. I'm talking about like even able to kill your own food and figure something out. Because I said, when I tried to go get that chicken, the other day, there was nothing. But what if that was like just the norm?
I can kill shit. I just can't do anything with it after I kill it. That's the problem.
I think you'd figure it out.
You could figure that part out. I think I'm more like with Tim. I didn't grow up shooting guns. I mean, I shot guns, but just for fun. But I think I'd have a hard time.
Well, like the proper redneck kid growing up I was with a rat tail, and it looked like...
this is all true.
I looked like the kid from the Addams Family. It looked like... No, the kid from Munsters. I had the haircut, like the flat top with the point. Yeah, and I've got the widow's peak, but I had a rat tail.
He was like the skinnier version of this, and his hair was actually black.
Yeah, the one salt and pepper. But I went to a hunter safety course, and I learned how to field dress a deer.
Yeah.
And well, it
doesn't have to be deer. You could have gone down and fished for something. I mean, there's ways and means to.
Yeah, I mean,
I'd figure it out.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is like you figure it out.
You just cook Jack.
Because also the same as us all texting each other. Because I know me and you, Tim, we're talking a lot while the power's out and asking each other how's it going and joking and stuff. But I think we'd all band together too.
Yeah, exactly.
To help each other, So everybody has different skills too.
Well, that's what I was going to say is that we have ingrained in our DNA and our human genetics that if push came to shove, we would be able to go. We would figure it out.
I'll shoot it if somebody else will prepare it.
Right.
Everybody will figure out something. But the problem is the same problems that there are now. It's like you got those bad apples that want to, screw around and mess things up for everybody.
With these guys, you can rely on these guys, and you can just keep doing your podcast.
But Tim, in those times,
I bring my generator over here just to power his stupid podcast.
When those times hit, the rules are different. Because when the shit hits the fan, you want to come take what I have, I'm just going to shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
And have no problem doing it.
Like driving
and nobody's going to come arrest me for it because everybody's out for themselves. So that's a little more persuasion for my 40 sitting, is a persuasive for you not to come try to take my shit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's true. Those rules apply now even, don't come over to somebody's house and take their stuff.
But I'm just saying, now the cops will come and they frown upon that. But,
did y'all watch the movie Civil War? Did you see that movie Civil War on Amazon?
The more recent one?
Yeah.
I've been wanting to watch it.
Watch it and we'll talk about that. What
you
Eric just said there.
You can spoil
disturbing.
it. It's okay.
It's disturbing. I mean, it's just like
fucking run the purge and everything.
It's disturbing that who you thought was your neighbor doesn't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
I will say
exactly
that
right.
In my neighborhood, Sandra across the street had her generator running. My neighbors had their generator running.
Gated community.
It's far from a gated community.
Not once in the multiple times that we came in and out of the house. With
jail.
Are you okay? No, that's not how our neighborhood is. That's just, that's just. And then whenever I finally got my generator, I was just worried somebody was going to steal it.
Although for years now, I have had a plan if the shit does hit the fan like that.
Really?
Yeah, I've got a definite plan.
Come shoot me and take all my stuff?
No. There's certain places I'm going to hit before anybody else does. And the first thing I'm going to do.
Would you like to share those places?
No, I'm not going to share the places, but I'll tell you the first thing I'm going to do. I'm going to go steal an ambulance and steal every medical supply that I can get out of the other ambulances into one of those big box ones and that is my mobile unit, and it's going to be all guarded up with metal and shit. And then I'm going to hit some stores.
He got crazy eyes when he started talking.
Well, the way that
I'm serious about it.
Right.
The way that I see it though is if the shit hits the fan and everything's going downhill, all four of us sitting at this table are hefty enough to get by until we figure out how to hunt and kill.
You know, Caitlin always says, she's like, you know what? If anything ever happens, she's like, I'm just gonna go lay down on the road because I'm not a survivor.
I don't.
she's like zombies. Let's just get it over with.
No. It's gonna be people like her, little skinny people like her that's gonna hunt big people like us because they're like, good meat.
Yeah,
there is an argument to that. I respect that. I was like, but I mean, I'm not going to survive long, but I'm gonna give it my all.
I think we would, like Tim said, surprise ourselves.
Yeah. We go to your gated community because it has a gate.
No, I was the one without the power the longest.
That's true, and you have a tree in your house.
Not anymore. Got it out today.
Yeah, I was going to ask you. So for you, your power went out what day?
6.5 days we were out of power.
So it went out on
Sunday morning at 4:45.
Went out on Sunday, and then you got it back on just a few days ago, didn't you?
Yeah, Friday night, late Friday night.
Last Friday. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean, so what did you do? Did you stay at your house or did you go somewhere else?
We were blessed to be able to go to my in-laws' house because they had a
out
whole
here
house.
in Fair. No, that's your parents out here
down in Stevens Valley, which was close. When we had a tree fall on our roof. They were exploding, and it's real, and it's loud, and it's like we talked about.
It sounds like cannons.
Yeah, it's wild. And I was watching it happened across the street to my neighbors. I'm like, that sucks. And then one did right above our house and fell, and Kate screamed. Jane was still sleeping. And I'm like, Temple Hills is all trees, big, massive trees. This is going to happen even worse. My neighbor had a whole tree fall on it. Mine was just a big branch. But we were blessed enough to go to my in-laws who have a whole house generator. They invested in a whole house generator.
Did it pull it off? Okay.
It's perfect.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We had to put oil in it. We had to turn it off for, the hour. After every 4 days, you have to turn it off and restart it again. But it was perfect. It was perfect.
Yeah, when I used to go to Haiti all the time, the place that we stayed at had this generator that was probably as big as this room. It was like a diesel engine generator that
a hospital and stuff.
Yeah, that powered the whole complex. And you wouldn't even known that it was powered on it. Yeah, I've always thought about
expensive, but
how much is a house one like that? Like a house the size of mine.
I want to say it's 20,000 plus.
50,000.
50?
No, 5 to 6.
No, this one.
Mine was 1,000, and mine.
This was like the Generac that hooks in. It hooks into
the power, the power supply.
Mine will hook into the house if I had the
propane or
if I had the connections and everything.
Yeah.
But the tank on it's only like 7 gallons, so it only. They said that it would run for if you filled it all the way up, which I didn't. I just figured I'd just go out there. But it would run for 11 hours at a time. And that's the part that I see the problem with mine is it runs out in the middle of the night. So like I went out
But that's why you do the multiple sources of fuel. So you have your gas tanks when you run out of that, and then you have some propane.
And I don't know how long it lasts on natural gas or propane because I didn't have any propane.
A lot longer on propane because it burns so clean and
well, I didn't have any propane.
Wait, did you say yours would hook up to a natural gas hookup? Or
it runs off. It runs off propane, natural gas, and gas.
If you have a propane tank, you can hook it into it.
But then if you had hooked up to natural gas out of your house, you would never run out.
Well, I don't know how to do all that.
He'd figure it out if he needed to. He'd figure it out.
Or
Roger does.
Call a plumber.
These are all things for us to consider, because, and it's not just because. And this storm forced us to go ahead and buy one. Right?
Yeah.
But it's something that we've needed for years because every time it rains in Antioch, we lose power, and we lose power for days.
Yeah.
And it's never happened when it's been this cold, but when it happens in the summer, I'm a disaster.
Sure.
Like I can get through the cold. Give me some blankets, I'm fine. And the only reason we got a hotel room was because of Caitlin and the dogs. I would have been fine. And I understand all that.
Yeah.
In the summer,
I was gonna say it makes sense for you to get one because you always have the power go out. But I think I said this on the podcast I did the other day. Like I would be the person that like you don't need it for like 4 years and then you need it, but then the gas is bad. It's brand new, but the carbs are all clogged.
And you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
When my power came back on, I let it run out of gas. So now it's out of gas.
Right.
And now I can put it up. And
Yeah.
So how many watts was the one that you bought? Because our friends down the street from us,
it has
they had
big numbers on it. I don't know.
They had a 13,000 watt, and it ran two of their HVACs. So the house they live in had a addition put on, like a master suite put on, that has a separate HVAC.
Yeah.
It ran both of their HVACs and their lights and everything, the whole house.
No way.
So they had HVAC while all the rest of us sad fucks are out of power. They're over here with HVAC.
Well,
you know,
I'll look to buy something.
I don't know. It was like 10,000 or something like that. It was big numbers, but I wouldn't use it to run everything.
Yeah,
like, I don't.
Well, I was surprised at 13,000.
Yeah.
You figured it'd have to be way bigger than that.
I would think too. I was just about to ask what 10,000 do.
I mean, I'm not going to be sitting there watching TV while actually
they were.
That's not true.
They were because the fiber optic internet never went out, and they had it all on the generator.
Well, that was the funny thing, and you guys can probably tell me the power went out. It's AT&T is really the only thing that works down in Stevens Valley. That goes out, but the second the power came on, like in my house, Xfinity took another 12 hours to come back.
It's the same.
Yeah.
But the second the power came on, really?
Max, I'm going through some things with Xfinity.
Xfinity.
Lord.
I'm going through some Xfinity.
Is there something you need to tell us, Joe?
Yeah. I've been having issues with them for the last few weeks before this started.
Just the last few weeks?
Yes.
It's Xfinity.
And every so look, my internet would go out multiple times a day. And I would set up an appointment, be like, hey, I've reset everything, and I would set up an appointment. The internet would come back on while I'm at work in a meeting or something, and they're like, if you don't reply to this, we're going to cancel your appointment because your internet's back on. I'm like, and then before I can get to my phone, they cancel the appointment.
That sucks.
And so it happened right before this, or right when I got power back, my internet kept going out, but I had my backup set up again, and I've gotten the better route anyway. So my internet came back on, and then it went out. And they're like, oh, there's no outages reported in your neighborhood.
There is at my house.
And I'm like,
I'm reporting one.
I
am reporting one. What is wrong with you?
They were like, okay. I'm like, send a tech out. They're like, oh, they can't get, this is like on Tuesday or Wednesday. They're like, oh, they can't get there till Saturday. I'm like, no, fuck that. Right. I need internet right now. I know I haven't had power in days. I suffered. I streamed my TV. I need to be able to watch it.
Yeah.
So we were at work. And I canceled the damn appointment for Saturday because it came back on. And then it went out again that night. And then so I set up the appointment again for Sunday. Internet came back on. And they're like, I'm waiting. As soon as I'm waiting. So the guy shows up. He's like, what's wrong? He's like, it's been a storm. I'm like, I know that this is very selfish considering the things that are going on. But I need you to fix. And apparently it's just something, a filter was frozen or something. Really? And it has been for like 2 months.
What used to happen to ours when we had Comcast is they have the connection in this box up on the pole. It's a long, black, skinny box. That fucker would fill it with water every time it rained.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
It would cause the internet to go out.
Yeah.
I finally had a tech who knew what the hell he was doing, and he just took electrical tape and wrapped that some bitch in electrical tape.
Keep it in.
Never had a problem with it since. Well, now we have fiber optic, which did not go out in the storm.
That's awesome.
As soon as the power came back on, fiber optic's back on.
Really?
Yeah. But our Comcast line that went to our house is almost touching the ground.
But I did think it worked for days, and then last night, again, I'm aware that there are people who still don't have power, and I feel bad bitching about this. But my
first world problem,
especially because it was 1 o'clock in the morning, and I should have been asleep, but I was watching Stranger Things, and my internet stopped working, and I got mad.
Here's the problem: the whole fact that we sat here and gave Comcast 4 minutes of conversation, because if it even sprinkles a little bit, Comcast goes out. So the fact that we had it for a little bit longer than we did was amazing. But I mean, I just streamed the internet off my phone if I needed to use my computer.
It's also funny that we can sit here and bitch about Comcast for 4 minutes and it doesn't make a dent at all in them. And as much people bitch about them, they own NBC Universal and they're the biggest media company in the world.
But there's so many of these companies like the United that's coming out here in Fairview through Middle Tennessee Electric, where the second it's available up here, I'm getting it.
Yeah,
and
that's what we did.
And they have competition now that all this fiber's going in. So because AT&T's got fiber out here in Fairview.
I had AT&T fiber for years in Sylvan Park, and I loved it. I never had an issue.
I'm going to tell you right now.
It always worked.
United is wonderful. Their customer
service.
You have it?
Where are they out of?
We were the first ones in our neighborhood to have it because they built that new neighborhood, that new Brush Creek neighborhood.
Oh, yeah.
And so that's why they're running it. And since it's through Middle Tennessee Electric, I was the first one to sign up. We were the first one in the neighborhood to have it. Now everybody I know has it because I'm like, you need United.
The only thing I can have is dial-up or Xfinity.
I went in.
Those are my only options.
Well, Xfinity and that was our option.
I went to the United website and I signed up for it and put in because you can put in your order for it. So I was like, I needed to hurry up, because I visited the site like 10 times.
Fairview Social Podcast is depending on this.
And then finally, I was like, I'm just going to sign up for it. Maybe that will push them along if other people are doing that.
That's Fairview. That's Fairview signing up for it.
Victor. Victor says
the great thing is with United, and I don't know. As far as I know, AT&T wasn't doing this. I guess the technology's probably come further along. But with United, up on the pole when they put the box up there, that's your own booster for your house. So you don't have to rely on the booster that's up on the road for Comcast to feed the whole neighborhood, and then they throttle you down because you're pulling too much data. Oh. Fiber optic, United never throttle you down.
Well,
if they say you get a gig, you're getting that gig, all of it. And so it's great for live streaming and everything because it doesn't glitch anymore when I live stream.
The main thing I want on it is the upload speed because the upload speed sucks more than the download does, especially when you're doing.
And I will
videos.
tell you the other best thing about them, when you call their customer service, you talk to a real person in Chapel Hill, Tennessee. That's
so United is a local.
It's Middle Tennessee Electric.
If you get Middle Tennessee Electric, you can get United.
I may have to put that on.
What were you going to say?
Hills.
I was going to ask you how the live stuff was going because
I guess it's Rogers. Is still going over there?
All right. Do we have anybody watching?
We got a few people.
Yeah.
Let's go.
So
people popping in and out. Yeah.
That's
7-Eleven.
We get done and it'll be like 150 views, 100 views.
I don't know. Well, hopefully United somebody that works for United, one of my 19 listeners. I need you to get
a celebrity asking.
I need you to get.
I need you to first like and subscribe, and then help me out.
But I will say through all of this, like I've never had a problem with Middle Tennessee Electric. I've lived in Fairview all my life, and they've always been the provider out here. And
well, they have a monopoly, so you don't have a choice.
Well, and this, I'm just saying that like I haven't experienced them. There was someone else, and then Middle Tennessee Electric came in. But I will say that with this storm, with the size of a storm it was and as many outages that they had, I mean, they were rocking and rolling.
They were unbelievable. Yeah. They had almost as much as Davidson County, and they handled it like that.
Yeah. I mean, and the good thing, too, is like the guy got on like Facebook Live and the news and was like, here's the update. Here's the 4 o'clock update. Yeah. Here's the 5 o'clock update.
Yeah.
And that's what people want. It's like everybody has an understanding. And I think that the switch flipped probably about 7 or 8 years ago because, like I said a minute ago, we're in this industry and people used to not care. You are supposed to clear this parking lot. I want it cleared. And nobody used to care that, like, it was a huge snowstorm. Yeah. They just think that it's going to be cleared. And then one time, probably about 8 or 9 years ago, we got this storm where it just shut the city down, and the mayor's on there saying, "Hey, this is a state of emergency."
That was the storm where your dad saved me from losing my legs.
We'll tell that in a second. But to finish this so we get this storm right now, and it's like people are more understanding.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
You're just detached from dealing with the customers. They are.
Okay, Billy.
Roger, are they understanding?
Billy. Yes, amen.
For me or him? Well, I'm just saying it seemed like people are more understanding.
They're not.
I'm not talking about the work stuff. I'm talking about like when I'm watching the Middle Tennessee Electric saga go on the Facebook page.
Yeah, they're not on there cussing him.
Yeah. $3 million later. No, they're not.
But I'm saying that they were like even if they're giving you bad news, at least they are responding. Here's an update. Right. Here's what we're doing. I hear it. Yeah. I don't know. Joseph can speak to this, but NES was like just.
It was
lost.
awful. We're NES too.
You're NES out there?
Yeah, but that's also why when the rumors started going around that they were turning away linemen to help them, that it spread like wildfire. Because, and even though it's not true, they weren't turning away help. NES was taking all the help they could get. But because they weren't giving updates, people started conspiracy theories.
Sure,
everybody's started believing
whatever. The union said we need this much money, which probably is true because unions suck.
But at Royal Range,
sucking, but
at Royal Range Tuesday morning, sitting at Royal Range, I mean, there was 50 trucks sitting down there.
Yeah.
What a good place for them to be.
It's funny because I went down to Mapco when the power was out. Circle K down here. And like I went to go get some beer, and I pull up, and there's like 7 Middle Tennessee Electric trucks there, and I go inside, and everybody's like getting a hot dog, and in my mind I was thinking, instead of eating that hot dog, you need to be getting my power back on.
We didn't have power
while you're paying for your beer.
Well, so the way that it worked for Antioch and where I live in Antioch is Harding Place had power. Haywood Lane did not have power. Bell Road had power. So in the middle. So that Taco Bell had power. So Caitlin and we thought that Las Palmas was open because we drove by it earlier. And all day we're like, this has been shit. We're going to go to Las Palmas. We're going to drink some beer because they're open. They were not. So we passed it. And we're like, fuck it. We'll go to Taco Bell because why the hell not?
Yeah.
And all the NES trucks,
third world,
whatever the subcontractor is that these people work for,
yeah,
they're all lined up. And they're all eating at Taco Bell, and I'm like, I'm so happy you're eating, and I want to buy you a beer. If I buy you a beer, will you go turn power on in my house, please?
They just give you
The thing is, those people got to eat too. They're in the midst of all that, and they're.
I'm never, and I'm used to being the last person that gets power. It's just how it's always gone. And
well, it sounds like you aren't. It sounds like Mike's.
This time, sure, it was nice to be on the winning side of things, being in the ghetto. But
I mean,
I don't have any ill will towards the linemen. I don't have any ill will towards NES. We're all out there working in it, and we know what it takes to get through.
Well, maybe the people at NES should have watched Ryan Howell, y'all.
Yes.
I'm so tired of hearing about that dude. I'm so sick of it.
I don't even know
heard
who.
of him
I don't even know
until
who
I
he
started
is.
watching
Yeah,
him.
we were talking about it the last time we were here. It proves like what we talk about at work. If you communicate, it's a lot easier. When you're playing offense, it's a lot easier to play defense.
Yeah, when people are sitting there and I'm telling you, it was amazing to see. All right, 3 o'clock update, 4 o'clock update. It's like they were constantly saying something, and to me, that's more important. They could have done as shitty of a job as NES did, but at least they were communicating it.
Well, but we were talking about this Thursday before at trivia. We were sitting there with my cousin Keith, who lives right up the street from me, and we were talking about. And I was telling them, I was like, but because we were talking about 94 versus what we may get, and they're talking about it maybe worse than 94 or whatever. But one of the things, I don't know what NES has done, but I know since 94, Middle Tennessee Electric has done nothing but put in more and more redundancies in their electric, especially in Fairview. So even though we have one power station, we can get power from 96 going towards Dixon, or we can get power from 96 going to Franklin. And so, even though one side of town may be out of power, the other side's not because of the redundancies.
Well,
and so they've improved a whole hell of a lot than what it was in 94.
That kind of goes into what I was going to talk about for Say What.
Say what? Say what? Say what?
Do you think they learned that from that, even though it was like an F0 or F1 that went through, they learned how to, was that before or after that tornado went through?
I think the tornado was 98. You talking about the one that took like the ball?
No, the one that took down all the trees just over the
over there by the sports park.
Yeah, that one. Which
sports
was like,
sports ball park.
Was that like 2008, 2009? I gotta pull my Say What up here.
Yeah.
Say what?
Hold on.
I'm fucking Stone Cold Steve Austin.
I'm gonna fucking hit you in the forehead with it in a minute.
I don't like where this conversation is going. Why is that so much colder?
The February 5th, 2008, the super tornado outbreak that hit Fairview.
Oh, the one that ripped up Fernville.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was Fernville. That was when I was yelling at it from my porch.
Did they learn it after that?
I think the one you're thinking of is the one that tore up
it.
the baseball fields.
Well, but what I was talking about was the one before that in 98. There was one that came down Highway 96 from like Dixon and tore up the baseball field in that Clearview neighborhood over there, Clearview Estates.
Yeah.
You know when Tim lived in a trailer over there in Lakeview?
Yeah. I thought we were gonna get blown away.
You were there during that?
To me, so the one that came through Fernville, it tore up some houses in Fernville, but for the most part, it followed the valley.
Yeah.
No, so it tore all the kinds of shit out back there. What are you talking about?
The worst part of it was laying trees over in the road, and it took them months to get the road out. It did. It's not that populated out there, so it didn't tear about that much shit.
No.
Well, it tore all the trees down.
It tore those trees, which was
wild. But I'm talking about as far as houses.
Suck.
But I'm saying as far as houses and infrastructure, like electric and stuff, the one in 98 that took out the ball field took out a bunch of power lines down 96.
Is there a power, like a little plant over there? A substation?
There's a smaller substation.
Say what?
Our big substation's out on 100 towards the schools.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even the substation out there, they've changed things. And then also, just in technology, they've improved on transformers and things. If you notice nowadays, you don't see as many transformers.
No.
But they also change out the poles more often. So they don't let them get rotten to where they break as easily.
I have a new pole in my yard.
They need to put all that shit underground.
Yeah,
they do.
And that's what they're
I know all the new stuff.
You know why Daniel didn't lose power? Because all of his power lines
Temple
are
Hills is underground except for Temple Road, which all of those evergreens just fell.
Yeah.
And then
so if everybody's wondering, Mike lives over there.
Yeah, right. Up Sneed, at the light at Sneed and Temple, you can still see the pole. They left the old poles that snapped and put new ones up that just split in half.
And I was telling Roger, because Bowie Park out here is nothing but pine trees.
Yeah.
I don't even want to see what Bowie Park looks like, because those needles hold on to so much ice and makes it so much heavier, and those things just snap.
I know all my evergreens out here were just like.
Well, those are the worst. Like a lot of your bigger trees, like the oaks, a lot of them are more uprooted, or exploded. But the evergreens were the ones that just snap, branches off the top fell out of them and everything. So
I was worried about old Holliswood Studios out here. I was watching them sag over the top of this.
We left every day thinking, when we get home, is that hackberry between us and the neighbor going to be on top of our house?
Right.
And
I was the same way.
It didn't go well for you. It went well for me.
Well, the one, but the big one that would have done major damage to the front of the house, that's the one I had taken down today, was perfect split. But I panicked about it every day. It would keep me up at night.
I can't do anything about the house next to mine because it's technically my neighbor's yard.
Well,
if their tree fucks up your house, it's their problem.
If it's over in your property,
Caitlin goes, well, what do we do if that happens? Like, well, I don't know. I've never experienced it, but I guess we figure it out.
Their homeowner's insurance has to fix your stuff because it's their tree.
Yeah.
But
even though the limbs are over my house?
Because the limbs over your house and it's their tree, they're supposed to take care of it. My cousin Keith got lucky with an exploding tree. Because he had, I think it's an elm, right behind his carport. He has a metal carport. And this tree, if it would have just normally cracked, it would have fell on top of his carport and his house. And both of his cars are under the carport. So it would have messed a lot of stuff up. But because it exploded, the stuff went 4 cardinal directions. And one part of it fell on the carport but didn't do any damage because it was smaller chunks than if it just split. So it exploding actually helped him.
Unbelievable.
Instead of hurting him.
I'm good for another. I'm good for another 30 years. I'm good.
Well, behind my house, we have like 1,000 acres of woods
that
are owned by one family, and just to sit on the back deck and listen to them boom, 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 it was insane.
Yeah, that's the same way. Behind us is a farm too. You can look back there now, like it's totally different than it did last week.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So, Nikki just texted me and said, "Go back to the story about my dad saving Mike's legs."
I'm going to take a bathroom break when you tell the story.
All right, go for it.
Oh, you can't edit these bathroom breaks out.
Well,
I don't care. It's live. I'm going to make the pee-pee. I'll be all right.
What year is your pee-pee going to turn into a poo-poo?
No, it might turn into an icicle.
All right, Mike. Mike, let's hear the story.
It was that big storm where they shut the city down, and I volunteered pre-rotator cuff surgery, pre-ankles, so I was able to do stuff. And I volunteered to run a skid steer out on the property by the zoo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, out by the zoo. It took me forever to get out there. It was middle of the night, and I get out there, and I'm in this skid steer. I'm thinking, okay,
I would like to point something out before you continue this story. You were confused about what Hollis saved your life.
No. Well,
go ahead.
Okay, maybe we're still early in our relationship. But what I remember is out there running out of gas, having to take the skid steer down to get fuel at the gas station down there, coming back, running this thing. I grew up in Pittsburgh, and I thought I knew layering was the way to do. Actually, too many layers gets freaking cold.
Are you talking about when you were at Grassmere?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes.
Well, what's funny is you were in the skid steer. It was not an enclosed one.
It was an open skid steer.
Now we rent the enclosed ones.
Right. It was one of ours. It kept going out. I kept having to change the hydraulic fluid, all this stuff. And I'm sitting there. And it's like 5 a.m. Sorry if I have this story incorrect. I remember 5 o'clock in the morning stopping because a truck pulled up and an individual came out. You're to me, in my memory, your father.
Freeman H. Hollis, R.I.P. Freeman
Brought
H.
me a blanket. Side a blanket. Was it you? It was you.
It was January of 20 or February of 21. Our dad had just died.
No. This was before. This was before.
Nope. I went to his house.
There's no way.
I went to his house and I got all those heated blankets that he had been hoarding.
This is no way. It's 21. Because I had my first surgery.
I brought you those damn blankets from his house after he died.
Well, you looked a lot like your father that
day. In the middle of the night, it was like 3 o'clock.
Maybe it was a ghost of it. Maybe it was saving my life.
I stopped to check on you, and you were
freezing
because you were in an open cab at 3 o'clock in the morning,
trying to scrape ice.
Listen, I think this is probably more. What year did you say that it was?
I thought it was before. I thought it was
no, because we had
COVID.
We had grass smear after I started because of the property that it was.
I am getting old.
And it was February of 21 because my trailer. Because that was when I went to the house to get those blankets for you. That's when I realized that the trailer got stolen out of my driveway during the snow. And I was only there to get the blankets out of the shed to bring to you.
I appreciate that.
R.I.P. my dad's trailer that I wish we had.
Also,
thank goodness for his blankets, though.
I'm sorry that I tried to save your life.
Well, we were just a budding relationship back then.
No, we weren't.
Budding relationship.
We had been friends for like 5 years at that point.
When did you start at LSI?
2017.
Son of a bitch.
1995.
Well, my fault. So.
Well, in Mike's defense, all of those events and all of those years start running together because like 10 years ago at work was the other day.
Because I said, Mike, would it help you if I got you some heated blankets?
I was so cold.
And you were like, no,
delusional.
And he's like, I'm macho. I'm okay. I'll get through this. I'm like, no.
You know hypothermia fucks with
I
your
know.
head.
I could have swore to God it was your dad.
No, it was
I appreciate
it was me.
Now I'll change
The ghost of Freeman Hollis past.
Well, I will say that I like it. I like to think of it as if it was my father. So let's just keep the story that it was Freeman H.
Right.
You can save him.
Not Chris Stapleton, the poor man's Chris Stapleton.
Look,
I wasn't a poor man's mistake.
That's what I'm saying.
here's where this stands. Freeman H. can't save another person's life anymore, but you can. So give him this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. That was a memory that I clearly had wrong, but man, I just remember being so damn cold.
It's funny because like I couldn't believe that we would rent these skid steers to do that are open cab.
This wasn't one of ours that would break.
Yeah.
Well, I remember when
that storm was rough.
That had the truck in it that didn't have brakes. You had to run it into the snow. Stop.
That sounds like pre-Heartland LSI for sure.
Yeah.
So I also want to say R.I.P. your pool, sir. I'm sorry about your pool.
Yeah, R.I.P. Tim's pool.
What's wrong with your pool?
That thing has been a money pit.
It's blown up. It's blown up. I just had to spend $1,000 to replace the filter system and the pump and all that stuff because, like I said in that podcast, like I wasn't thinking that like I was thinking the cold. That was the biggest issue. Yeah. Hey, if it runs because it's been down to like 7 degrees in the past 2 winters, and it doesn't freeze at all because the water's going a bajillion miles an hour.
Yeah.
But then, like, as soon as the power went out, I got to thinking about it. Like, the gears were turning, and I look at the weather, and it's supposed to be like 5 degrees, and I'm just like, And of course, every bit of it frozen. I walked in.
People were saying that the surge, when they turned the power back on, the surge was breaking us in that.
So your pool's fucked?
Yes.
The pump is for sure.
Oh, well, I knew the pump was.
The pump and the filter system, like I said, I ordered, it'll be here next week. And I'll hook it all back up, but I don't know if anything like underground or the skimmer or any of that stuff's messed up. But
can you work on that?
But it is.
The underground stuff should be fine. It's also
I know a guy.
The underground stuff is the big fat, like it's almost like PEX.
Yeah.
Because it's rubbery and it's real thick and it's
well,
made for that. But
it
it's
is
also underground, so
it is
freeze.
It is disappointing because after it froze and the power came back on, and like 2 days later I came out here and I looked over at it. And like where the pump is, where the you can take that little filter out inside the pump, I like look at it and it's like raised up, so it broke all the plastic because it was trying to expand. And I was like, all right, well that's definitely screwed. So I can't do that. But I thought I was like, well the whole filter, the cartridge filter container thing, I was like, maybe it's fine. And then I came out here 2 days ago and I looked at it. It's like cracked all down the middle of it. I was like, all right, well, I guess
I'm
that's.
going to try to learn how to swim this time.
really,
No, you are. Oh, it'll be fixed, so you can still go swimming.
I really appreciate the RIP Tim Tools.
Yeah.
Well, it's been kind of a money pit for
It has.
ever since it got first installed, and like it's just been.
I know.
another-
It's sideways and everything else.
it's
but
fucking crooked.
it's all right. Well, the hot tub works.
Yeah.
We can all go get in the hot tub.
R.I.P. Freeman Hollis. The Freeman Hollis hot tub that came to us, and then we gave it to Tim.
So Daniel, that bitch,
Oh,
he never
got it in.
He never lost power.
You gonna play his theme song?
Correct.
I don't think he lost power. If it was just for a short time.
Were you mad that he didn't lose
No, I really
power?
just wanted-
It
I
was a
wanted to get
different
Daniel's
storm.
a bitch in there in a new, unique way.
I mean, it was just he's got a mature community too. But I think just
I'm a jerk.
yeah, that's what we use.
Yeah, I was
That's
about
an
to say,
industry term.
Great.
It's an industry term.
Aging community.
Yeah.
An over 55
Yeah.
community.
We need to allow it to gracefully
What is
mature.
the big giant one in Nashville? And you're just supposed to know what it is, and I forget the damn name of it. Huh? Del Webb.
Del Webb.
You'll hear people say, all these old people say, "Oh, Del Webb." I'm like, what the fuck is Del Webb?
I think
why am I supposed to know at 43 years old what Del Webb
So
is?
Roger
That's
and I
our
joined
prepping.
the,
Because there's
joined
8
this
million
company-
old people that live there. Is that why? Like,
We joined this company after we were no longer doing that property. So every time somebody says Del Webb, I'm like, the computer?
I was there. I was there when we did it. It was hard to deal with, but
Yeah.
but let's not confuse the audience. There's aging communities, which are there's a bunch of old people there.
That's right.
Or there is the
Mature.
the mature community where it's like, oh, this building has been here for 50 years.
That's right. That's right. Well, they have big trees, but they don't have the I guess the lines.
Well, I live in a mature community because
live
all
in
the
a
houses
mature
are from the 70s.
You live
I
in a
live,
mature
in a,
community.
I live in a mature community.
I live in
mature
I live in a
communities.
middle-aged community because my house was built in '99, so I'd say it's like middle-aged
Okay, that's
community.
good. That's good. So this house was built after Temple, where I am. My house is 92.
Yes.
Yeah,
Wow.
99.
Sharps on a Cherokee.
You know what else happened in 99? He graduated from high school. This
I
house
did.
is
I was a year out of college.
Yeah, you are getting old. You know who else is old? Nikki. Her birthday was the other day. She's really old. Really old.
You know, you turned 50 this year, don't you?
Yeah.
It was
June
2
15th.
release. It was 2 release.
June 15th, 50 years old.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're turning the big 50 this year. Are you nervous about it?
No.
He's got a young ankle.
Again, talk about the ankle if I want to, but
Didn't you say it was like an $80,000 operation
80. I'm around up to
Ankle of a 12-year-old.
$84,000
for a new ankle?
That's not even including the anesthesia. That is just
That's another 20.
There you go, folks.
We are
You
keeping
need-
nickel and dime
close
the
to
shit
100
out of you. Yeah.
And I was in there for maybe 4.5, 5 hours.
Yeah.
if
That's
you
a
need,
lot of money an hour.
if you
I
that's
mean, you know, I would pay anesthesiologists a lot to keep me asleep but alive at the
Yeah,
same
very
time.
true.
So
Very true.
20 grand, man.
I know,
You know,
but
the
thank
grand
goodness
scheme
for
of
end of the year and
I was gonna
We can
say.
have this conversation on
Deductibles
podcast
met.
without Eric because he's going to defend the medical community.
that's fine. I
Oh,
don't have a problem with it.
no. I
don't
will
have a
talk more
problem.
shit about the medical community from being in it for 20 years.
No, I have no problem with it.
But at the same time, I want to go to an anesthesiologist who's going to keep me asleep for a surgery, but also not let me die.
Yeah, exactly right. The guy that did mine was awesome.
Who are you typing to?
Nikki, she says, I knew you were going to call me old.
But it was a double really old.
And I said, well, you are old. And then she says, but at least I'm wise. I thought enough
is
to get
wise.
us some wood. She is wise.
Very wise. Hey, that I was gonna ask when you had the is it the rick of wood?
Yeah, Ricka
Yeah.
would.
How much did you have to pay for it?
I paid $200 for it. But
Why?
There's somebody coming.
because
What's up, party people?
What's up? We're live.
I heard there was a live show happening. I'm coming to crash
Yes.
it.
could you
Talking
not?
about your old body and all you people falling apart, getting all these expensive surgeries. I pay attention.
We have a surprise special guest.
A surprise. I'm not coming to stay. I'm just coming to stay. Just coming to crash.
Well, hi.
You did good.
See you later.
Look, and now I'm listening to you.
All right. So the Ricka wood was $200. I don't know if that's
What?
like,
That's
yeah.
expensive.
Yeah. Well, the guy, look, I knew that it was
So
expensive
a rick
because
of wood is like a bundle.
No.
It's like-
No. You're talking about it's a lot of wood.
It's a lot, but it's still expensive. But I didn't mind paying it because the guy was driving out in the storm.
He's like, I'm having some wood delivered.
Again.
I'm like, what the fuck kind of privilege does he have? He's having his wood delivered during a snowstorm.
Would you have been able to go out in that field and chop a tree down to get wood?
No, I just get the one that fell down over here.
Sure. After that one.
Well, the problem with that is it's not seasoned and the shit's not going to burn because it's green and
I mean, you've
and
got
moist.
2
It's
4-wheel
so
drive
moist.
vehicles.
Could have just smoked it.
Yeah.
You could have gone and gotten it.
No, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
Does it really matter that I did or didn't?
No, I was just curious on the price.
I paid the guy to come deliver.
I was
it.
expecting to hear a bigger number than
So what was funny is like the guy came to deliver it and he was like, "Where do you want me to put it?" I was like, "Just put it on the front porch because where I usually would put the wood was like, full of snow and ice and I didn't want him to put it on there." So anyway, so he delivers it. You guys can check it out before you leave, but at the front door, it's like all the way around. He's like, "Hey, I'm running out of room." I was like, "Just make it to where I can like walk in the front door and it's fine."
You Freeman Holliston.
We saw it because we came at the front door to see Nikki before we came out here. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of.
It's like
But I
it's
think
like the
an
paths in
investment,
Dad's house.
For anybody who doesn't know, Rickerwood should be like $120.
Yeah.
But 200 is not bad for him
No.
to drive an ice and
I thought you were going to say like 300. I'm like, 200 is not bad at all.
No,
Well,
it's not.
unless-
It just proves that Daniel is not a bitch. In fact, Tim is a bitch.
Unless you live in Belmead, because on your way to Belmead on Old Hickory,
Those guys.
they're charging like $250 for half a rick or some
Yeah.
crazy shit. These fucking rich people will pay for it because they don't know any better.
Exactly.
But the thing is the guy
guys are crazy.
the guy put a note out that said I have some wood, and so I texted him real quick to get the wood because I knew other people were going to have it, and then I was at work the next day, and he was like, "Hey, can I drop this off today?" Yeah, go ahead, drop it off. Because he's driving around
smart.
making $200.
Can you imagine Tim out there with like his phone flashlight on, out in these woods looking for dry wood, looking for dead wood to burn?
I don't know why you want to sit here and talk shit because you can't do it either.
I would have a real flashlight.
Tim's looking at you, Joe, like, why did I invite you to this live?
I feel like Tim looks at me every time we do a podcast. And he's like, "Why did I invite you?" I said, "I don't think."
Why can't I just be the last Hollis?
Daniel and I oh, jeez.
That's awful.
Daniel and I were talking about that
Hey,
guy.
pre-RIP Tim.
Yeah, let's hope that doesn't happen.
Well, I was talking about you saying that.
All right, Mike, go
What
ahead.
about the that guy, the Outdoor Boys? Have you seen that guy on YouTube where he goes in the middle of Alaska and survives?
I couldn't do that.
You just have to watch him. You can learn how to.
What? I watch all kinds of shit like that. It doesn't mean I can do it.
If you were to believe in yourself just a little bit, you could do it.
I don't.
I'm telling. That's
I'm
just
a
a
realist.
little. Just a little. Just a
rub
little.
some
You
sticks
saved
together?
my life, for God's sake.
You don't. You think it was
It
Freeman?
was Freeman Hollis.
Well,
it wasn't Joe.
I still think
And
it's
Tim
Freeman.
told me I have to let you live with this delusion.
That's okay. Hypothermia does cause crazy things.
Well, so okay, yeah, overpaid
save
for
your
some.
life again.
Overpaid
I don't think you
for some
overpaid.
wood.
I don't think you overpaid. I just like giving you a hard time.
But
proud of you.
the thing is,
You had heat. I didn't.
Yeah, and that's true.
You make
and
a steak.
And I could steak, and then Trinity cooked some salmon on the.
You were this close to being the last Hollis.
I'm the last one.
I feel like y'all.
R.I.P. Future Joseph.
If you don't get the reference, that's Sean Connery from the
Dragonheart.
Dragonheart. Yeah.
Well, so
It's
what-
probably not a good impression, but yeah. Anyway.
Good movie though. It doesn't matter if your impression was terrible.
Roger, you having fun over there? I was gonna say.
see your phone that's running?
What you didn't give me? You didn't give me the liquid THC like Willie's, Uncle Willie's, or whatever it is this time.
I think Roger. I was gonna set him up a wireless mic because he's always sitting in the back over there.
Yeah.
At least,
I always
Peanut
wonder
gallery.
why he never gets on.
yeah, I know. I've invited him to come on the show just so everybody knows. I have invited him.
No,
many
no,
people
no,
we got on
no. All the video stuff that we do for the Night House, he wasn't a part of it at all. And so this documentary that we have coming up, I'll be on the documentary, and he, yeah.
Well, so as we wrap this evening up here on the
We're
Fairview
done already?
Social Live, I want we're
done
gonna
already?
we're gonna go around the table here and we're gonna say what we are going to do from lessons learned of this event. So I'll start with me.
Go.
In my mind, I'm going to buy a generator for the house. I'm going to get one to hook up to the pool, and then I'm not going to do it. I'm just gonna have the intention to do it, but I'm not really. I probably won't do it. All right,
I bet you do.
Eric, what about you?
So I've already bought the Mr. Heater, which is the safe propane heater for inside. I do need to get a carbon monoxide detector for our house.
Yes.
Because we have fire detectors, but not carbon monoxide.
We unplugged ours.
But, well, the Mr. Heater brand, the reason they're rated for indoor is because they have a built-in one.
Yeah.
And they have a tip over.
But you still
and
need
one. If the pilot light goes out, it'll shut off and all that. But you still need one.
Yeah. You guys, I'll buy you one.
And also, I'm going to get a generator for sure for our house. Probably the 13,000, so we can at least run a couple of electric heaters along with the propane heater. But that's the plan. But I will, because I like spending money. So I will definitely spend the money. Now, if we ever need it ever again, and for another 30 years, I don't know. But at least we'll have it.
At least you have it.
That's true.
At least you have it.
All right,
I'm
Mike,
gonna get a
what about
generator.
you?
We're getting a generator now that I have to think about.
Are you going to get a whole house one?
No, gosh, no. I did think about it. It's pretty nice to have. And then I'm going to get my gas fireplace turned on.
What? So you didn't have it turned on at all?
We turned it off when we moved in because the girls were little. And I'm in there trying to light it Saturday.
You have to have gas on.
Well, the gas is there. I was able to
okay.
turn the gas on, and they just shut the thing up. But I'm going to get that. I'm going to call Piedmont because Piedmont will come out and do it for free.
Yeah. All right. What about you?
Well,
And more flashlights.
Yeah, we do need
I love
flashlights.
a good
I have a lot of flashlights.
We have a lot
good
of
flashlights.
rechargeable ones.
Yeah,
A lot of good ones. I already have a generator,
you need your generator.
but
Charge them.
I'll be
Or
more
the big-
prepared
the
with
big battery.
because we were using a
That's right,
space
that's right.
heater that we used like at the old house that she used in the shed. So maybe a better space heater, and instead of having extension cords literally running through the middle of my house, maybe have all that shit actually set up properly.
How many extension cords can you run from one of those?
Mine has 6 outlets and a 240.
That's a pretty. That's
you
a
can
pretty.
dry your clothes while you're out of power.
I know. That's like I was like, oh,
I mean, that's a pretty hefty
That
generator.
is a big generator. How much did you pay for it? 800? You tell me.
800.
Oh, that's not bad.
Good.
It was
Really
$1,000 retail.
Yeah.
The guy bought it like 2 weeks before, and he's like, "I'm not going to use it." I'm like, "Well, fucking
Okay, we get it. I'll take it for a discounted price.
Seriously.
well
done.
no, I mean, again, it might be something we never use again, but it's a piece. It gives me a peace of mind
Yeah.
moving forward that we're not going to freeze to death at the very least.
Yeah, but
what I'll do, I'll have propane.
Yeah.
I mean, I have 2 propane tanks that were both empty, and that's on me.
But you got to think, even in the summer, you can survive without air conditioning, of
No, I
course, right?
can't.
But at least in the summer, if you have the generator, you can use it in the summer for fans
That's
or
exactly
Well, that's what I
lights
said.
and
Yeah,
that type of
because
stuff,
we
too.
have fans
Charge your
throughout the house.
phone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I think we all should get a
You
generator.
could, and even the 10,000 watt, if that's what it is, you can still get it hooked into your electrical system. So you have a plug, just plug it in. And if you start to overload it, you can hear the generator like a, and then you know you got too much shit on.
Yeah.
So you can still run any light in your house. So like if you're going to take a shit, like you're talking about, you actually have a light without a candle or something.
yeah.
Big difference.
And with the generator running the whole home.
Before we get off here, this fella Mike Scafidi, he's
Apparently he's been saying a lot.
he
Sorry
has.
if Tim is butchering the shit out of your name.
Well, I was just about to tell him. Actually, I'm going to tell him right now to. Well, you don't want to put your phone number. Mike, send me your phone number through Messenger on the Fairview Social Podcast, and we're going to call you.
We'll give you a call.
Because he has a question. He
Live.
says, before you guys get off the
Yeah.
stream, what's the documentary about?
Yeah. I saw it. Roger showed me.
What's the documentary?
It is. We have a documentary film crew coming to the haunted house that I own, the real haunted house I own. It's not like actors and things. Called the
please
Night
clarify
House. Well, a lot of people think that they're like, "Ooh, it's the real house." They're actors.
Really?
No,
Jason's gonna get me.
Yeah. Somebody comes out with a chainsaw. No, it's a 210-year-old house that we own in Hopkinsville, Kentucky, that we rent out for paranormal investigations, and we do public ghost hunts and things like that there. All the time, monthly, but every weekend it's rented out for paranormal investigations. So the documentary will be on the history and the hauntings of the house. They'll investigate and all that good stuff.
Well, that's cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, Mike, you're. I know we're probably on a little bit of a delay. I'll give you a few more minutes before we cut it off. You can send me your phone number and we'll give you a call.
That's awesome.
Y'all want to call anybody while we're on here?
How much snow did Hayden have to deal with in New York?
I don't know. You want to call him?
Two of our friends are on there.
I mean, we always call Hayden. I'm already with it.
Was it New York that the guy built a car out of the snow? There wasn't a car there, but it got a ticket. They ticketed it.
That's not real.
I know there was a car in Philadelphia that got iced over. It was totally destroyed. But someone did a fake car in, I think it was New York.
You want to call Hayden and ask him how he did in that storm?
He's not going to answer.
You don't think so?
How did Bitcoin?
I'd say that
New York is used to like 8 foot of snow.
All right, let's call him.
And he also lives in the city, so he's not driving anywhere. He's going underground with the subway and shit.
All right, shh.
Sleeping on manhole covers.
All right, hold on.
People are doing that?
He's not homeless.
I know.
I don't think he is.
manhole.
Hello, Father.
Hayden, you were live with the Fairview Social Podcast.
I almost spit that beer out, Joe.
Okay.
Hey,
Hello,
won't you?
Hayden. Did he hang up on us?
He hates us.
Speak. No, my phone is about to die, so I just
What
plugged
is
it
it with
in.
our children?
We wanna-
Phones are always about to die.
Mike Riley wants to know if you had to sleep in a car
Or on a manhole cover.
He didn't have a car. His car wouldn't sleep.
on a manhole cover
Just to
during
stay
the
warm.
snow.
Stay warm.
I rent out an apartment every month.
You did what?
He pays rent.
Well done.
Okay.
Did you get a lot of snow?
I'd say we got like 8 inches, about
Man
maybe 8 to
measurements, so it
10.
was like 4 inches.
Was it cold outside?
No,
It was a shrinkage.
Well,
it definitely wasn't. It wasn't as much as they said it was going to be.
Yeah, that's what she said.
always know that whenever we need to
I'm
shut,
sorry, you struggle with
we
that.
need to
Justin.
shut it down. When everybody's had too much to drink, they start saying dumb things.
I'm just fine.
What are you talking about?
It's just me.
All right, Hayden.
I always like to call you during podcasts, and your dad hates you.
Damn.
My father only calls me when he's podcasting.
Damn.
That's true. I text you
The truth
every
comes
now
out.
and then.
Yeah, I text you.
All right. Well, I don't have time for this.
Bye, Hayden.
Well, this has been interesting and fun.
Bye.
has it been? Has it really been for you?
Tim's just rolled his eyes the entire time.
I know.
Surprised not stuck in the back of his head.
I've held my tongue as best I
You've done a
can.
good job with that too.
I know you
Is
have.
this the last time we were invited?
For a live stream, yeah.
Maybe not all together. Maybe individually. All right, guys. Well, it's been fun. So thank you guys for watching and listening. Like and share the show.
Later.
Do all those things. A good bye.
I'm Mike's hero.
You are my hero.
Daniel's bitch.